Hallelujah lure. Nope. Start over.
Just go.
Oh, that's a fish.
Detroit River.
What's up, guys? Thank you for clicking on the video. Today's a fun day. I'm going to be doing some custom and glide baits. My buddy Zach in Texas always has some awesome ideas for colors on them. Things that he gets bit on, like soft plastics. He likes to make it into a hard bait color, make a custom out of it, and he just nails them all summer, all spring on these and glide baits. I'll drop some pictures in right now. But yeah, he wanted like a chartreuse with like a blue belly on it, and he wanted one that just bone. He's been catching a lot on bone glide bait, so he wants one bone, one Texas gill, which is gonna be my favorite to do. I love trying to match like any gill patterns. And then and he wants one that's chartreuse and white, and he wants some really bright white scales on it. So I'm gonna try and do a trick that I do with my natural gill pattern, so we're gonna see if that works out. But thank you guys for watching. Let's get started. All right, we got the primer on all the baits. I like to use like a bonding primer. I think that really works great. It seems to stick to them really good. Go for bone. I really like to use just an opaque white. It's like a nice flat dull white. And then I add a little bit of yellow. A little bit of brown. Pretty sure I add a little bit of orange too. Let me try that though. Mix that up and go from there. Yeah, I really like that. I don't think I need to add no orange to it. It's kind of like that color of that resin right there. Just a really true bone color. Next up on this bone color, I'm gonna do just a little brown around the eyes. Just straight brown. And I think I might just touch up the fins a little bit, just to add a little dimension to it. I think for the ear right here, I'm just gonna hand paint that black and then that'll be done. Right here, I'm just gonna do what I normally do, and that's just hand paint it black. I think that'll really make it pop. I like to do that on all of my baits, all my bluegill baits. I think it contrasts to just that really dark rather than doing it with the airbrush gun. It's just, I don't know, it stands out to me more in the water like a natural bluegill ear does. You got that really dark black contrast to the white. You can get it with the airbrush gun, it's just you gotta have that stencil on there really good and do several coats. I think that looks pretty sweet. I know he's gonna like it. I know he's been using a shad glide bait that's pretty similar colors to this, but I think this will be freaking killer during the summer when they're keying in on bluegills but still got dirty water. I think that's gonna be awesome. Alright, next up I'm gonna do these two together since they got that chartreuse. One's gonna be just chartreuse with a baby blue belly, almost like a reverse I think it's like a peacock. What is that color? That Rapala color with the blue back and the chartreuse. It's gonna be like a reverse of that, and it's gonna have some glitter in it. And then this one's just gonna be chartreuse and white. But I want to try and do something that I do on a lot of my baits, where I wipe the paint off or I sand it off, depending on like how detailed I want to get it, to reveal the scales, and it makes the scales pop. So when you spray like a black on there and wipe that off, it'll bring out the details in all of them. But he said he wants a white scale with chartreuse, so I'm gonna try and reverse it kind of, and instead of doing black, I'm gonna do chartreuse and then wipe that off and see what it does, and then go back over it with chartreuse and touch it up, make it look cool. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. I got some glow in the dark mica powders that I'm gonna put in that too, or put over that chartreuse. I actually think I'm just gonna mix it in with this chartreuse right here. Mix it in with the paint, just add some extra thinner. So every bit of that chartreuse has got that glow in it. Alright, I'm gonna try this little trick. Hopefully it works like I want it to. Seems like the dry spots, it's working better, so I'm gonna just go where it wiped off all the way. I'm gonna go back and hit it again and let that dry, and then go back and do it. And I think it's gonna be freaking awesome looking. I'll probably do like some chartreuse on the belly, chartreuse on the back too. I wonder if I could, yeah, that actually works pretty good too, just my finger. Few coats, drying it in between with that heat gun. Alright, so next I think I'm gonna put that glow-in-the-dark mica powder just in some clear coat and mix it up and blast that over all the other chartreuse so you really get that glow effect in case he wants to fish it at night or anything like that. You can actually put a flashlight on that glow mica powder and it'll freaking light up during the day too. It's pretty bright. On a cloudy day you could probably see it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. Let's see how that works. Alright, next up I'm gonna hit that bottom with that baby blue. He wants some glitter in this, so I'm gonna actually use this metallic metallic blue I have and mix it with the opaque white. It's like a true baby blue right there. First try, it's awesome. I love it when it comes out easy first try. that isn't a Texas bass magnet, I don't know what is. That is just freaking awesome. I'd love to go like throw this at like Amistad or any of them Lake Fork where they just freaking crush that bluegill chartreuse. It is awesome. I got an idea I think I want to do on the little fins on the side, is just add like a little white highlight to it, and I think that'll really make it pop. And then maybe go back in with some black on that chartreuse one, on the all chartreuse. Yeah, I'll probably do a little black on this one too. I think I'm gonna do a little black on that eye too. I think that'll look cool. I think that's it for that guy, other than the white on the you want some glitter on this one, so that's pretty much it for that. We're gonna add the black right now. to the ears, and then we'll do that glitter afterwards. Actually gotta do the glitter first so it doesn't cover up that black ear on it. I'm just gonna spray down some clear coat. This bit isn't really like clear coat to me. I'd say it's more just like clear paint, but it sits on there wet for a second, so you just lay it down and then put that glitter on there and let it sit up, and then you can put the real clear coat over it without the glitter coming off. It'll stick to it real nice. And then I'll even spray another blast of clear coat over the glitter too, just to really keep it on there until I put that real clear coat on. Alright, now we're gonna get started on my favorite one here that I'm looking forward to doing. On all my like natural gill patterns, I really like to just do that black and then bring out those details by wiping it off. So I'm gonna start with doing that. You just want that paint to come off. Sometimes I use I got a drywall sanding block too, I use that. With the base color, I usually start with the lightest color first, and that to me looks like that like milky white and kind of like a gold yellow. We're just gonna mix up some colors right here and see if we can match that. I don't know, sometimes I start with just a pearl white and spray that down and then go back with that yellow. I was gonna just start with the yellow on this, but it does look like there's some just plain white in there, so I am just gonna blast that A little bit of that white on here first. I used a pearl white Createx paint. That's usually like my first coat on every bluegill bait I do. Blasted some of that black out, but we'll cover that up with that white. I love how that looks. It already makes it look so natural. You still get that black showing through. It's mostly white. And move it in the light, it changes colors. Perfect. A little on the belly on this one. Mostly got that like purples. Purple and green up there and towards the head, so that should be good right there. I'm gonna do that yellowy color right there. Start with some pearl white, a little bit of transparent yellow, tiny touch of red. Get that red on there with that, getting a big drop in. I might actually put a little bit of gold in there. This is a Jacquard airbrush gold. I think yeah, just true gold. Alright, that looks like a good start to me. I think I'm gonna do some like purple next. I got this really cool color shift mica powder that really looks like that purple that's on that. I'm gonna try that. I like to just mix the mica powder sometimes with just with that clear coat, and basically you're making your own paint. I got two different powders right here. One's like a pink and green and blue. I think that really looks like what that middle of that bluegill looks like, and then it's got like a more darker purple and gold down here. That's what I'm going to use on that part. I'm going to get started with this one right here. I'm just gonna add that darker purple one straight to it. Kind of like a purple and gold. A little bit of blue in there. Alright, next up I think I'm going to do that light green that runs through here and on the head. So I'm going to start off with just the basic green. And a little bit of yellow. It's kind of like a yellowy green, so I add that to it. And darken it up with a little black. Drop the black. A little bit of brown if I can find it. There it is. I think that looks sweet right there. I left some of that mica powder in there to mix in with that green paint. It's got like a nice little blue tint to it. It's really cool. I'm gonna blast that out and just go with that light green for the body, I think. Now what I'm going to do is just add some black to that color that's already there. I just added some more thinner to that. Actually added thinner to it. I didn't add any thinner to it to begin with, but I'm adding thinner now to keep it them lines really clean. I like to add thinner when I'm doing really fine details like that, especially, and turn that pressure down a little bit too, so not as much paint's blasting out, but what is blasting out is real thin and crisp looking. I really like how that turned out. I didn't want to do like the real crisp detailed bars on it. It's got kind of just sloppy, like misted bars. They're not really like defined like on most of the gills I do. It's just like faded line. So I like how that looks. I'm gonna just lay the same color down on the fin on the side, and then go back and put a little yellow in there. Since I'm spraying that transparent yellow over a dark color, I really don't need to darken the actual paint, so I just got yellow in there. I'm just gonna do a thin coat of it, and that'll give me that color that I'm looking for on that fin. Alright, next I'm going to do that orange belly. I'm just going to start with the yellow. And it's really like a, I don't know, almost like a copper belly, or I don't know what color you'd call that. It's not really like an orange. Maybe like a burnt orange. So I'm going to add some brown, pretty good amount of brown to that. And a little bit of black, keep it dark. That's a really cool orange. Almost like a burgundy, burnt orange. I think that's it right there. Go ahead and lay that down, see how that looks. Might have to, I'm gonna actually darken it a little bit. Put some more brown, because I know that since that base color is white, it's gonna be really light on there. So I'm just gonna darken it to begin with. That's it right there, I like that. Alright, next up's that powder blue. A little bit of opaque white. And I'm gonna do a little bit of pearl white too. Just to break it up a little bit. I don't want it like, because if you'd use that straight opaque and blue, it's just gonna be way too much on that. That pearl seems to like blend in the colors a little bit to each other. When you put like an opaque white over it, that's just gonna stand out so much. Add a little bit more of that pearl. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of green to it. It's not really like a true powder blue, it's almost like a turquoise. Alright, I think the last thing I'm gonna do for this one is just add a little bit of blue mica powder to the back. I notice it's got like that blue sheen to it, and on the fins a little bit. I kind of like to do that on almost all my bluegill glide baits anyway, all my bluegill color patterns. It gives it that natural look in the water, like the colors rotating and stuff, changing colors when the sun hits it. No bluegills really got like that. Well, no fish actually has just like a solid color. It's got all those little different colors changing, golds, blues, depending on the light hitting it. Alright, for the airbrushing, that's pretty much it on this one. I don't think I'm going to do anything else. I really like how that turned out. I'm going to do all the little black scales, and then I'm going to do like some gold, maybe like dark gold scales down here where it's really like splotchy. The little black scales here, little black scales there. I'm going to do that with a little fine tip paintbrush. I wanted to come back to this one though. I remember he said he wanted something that had like a color shift in it. So I think I'm gonna add this green mica color shift that I have right here. He wanted something that changed, he said, like in the light. So I think that's what he meant, like something like a color shifting type of paint. So I'm gonna add that green. I think that green will look awesome on there. I'm gonna mix up a little black and pearl white for this, for the little black details on this. I like to add just a little bit of pearl to it so that black don't stand out too much. I want it to blend in. Keep it a little light, not like a super dark black on there. I like to keep the ear pretty black though, so I'll do that with just a straight black, and then I like to go over it with the mica powder, like a little blue tint on there. All right, now I'm just gonna start with the little black scales, like on the cheeks and that. I'm gonna do this little half of the scales in like a darker, like a brownish gold. I'm just gonna mix up some gold with that black. I think that'll give me that color I'm looking for on the back right here. Actually, I got like a coppery gold. I guess it's this, yep, metallic copper. Alright, I think the last thing is just that black ear and then a little bit of mica powder on it. There it goes, straight black. Now I gotta hit those chartreuse ones with the black. Just some blue pearl mica powder. It's like a blue color shift, I guess you'd call it. And I mix that up with some clear coat. Black off there. You gotta be super precise with mixing the mica powders either. It'll show up on there either way. Just that, where that black meets that green right there. Seems like they always got like that weird blue tint to it. Alright, I think that's it. I'm sure I'll find something that I want to change about them as soon as I'm done filming, but I think that's pretty much a wrap on these. I want to thank Zach for having me do another custom order. I love doing these for him. He always has awesome ideas for colors that he wants to do, and they're really fun to do. And he just freaking catches them. He's a really nice kid too. I think he's gonna catch his new PB this summer. He was really on him last summer and just catching them left and right. I think it's gonna happen this year. But yeah, let me know if you guys ever want custom orders. Message me on my Instagram. I'm always on there, so I'm more likely to see your message on there right away. And it's no extra charge for custom colors. It's if I know you, I don't make you pay up front, but if I don't know you, it's usually half up front and then half when it's ready to ship. And usually about anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how many orders I got for the custom orders. But yeah, go check out my Instagram, Hallelujah Lures. I'll leave all the links in my description below. You guys can click on that, go check out all my baits. And stay tuned, I'm gonna do some little shots of the finished products here in a minute. I'm gonna add some clear coat to them and get some cool pictures outside with them and whatnot. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. God bless.